Um,
In the tree right
in,
now.
in, in rest. Oh yeah, we
Hey,
need to
guy.
figure out the.
How long have we been
Yeah.
on break?
Oh
A little
wow.
while.
Everybody's ready though, right?
Pretty much.
brother.
Pretty much.
Alright, then we can end it now then. Alright, welcome back to part 2 of week 6, correct?
6. It is 6.
Our adventurers currently sit around their spoils after combat, after they take the time to pretty much ascertain whatever information they can from the creature that was formerly known as Saitama Ogre. Saitama Ogre.
Yeah.
At this point, I'd be picking back up that note and opening it to read it.
As you open it and read it, it's actually not a note. It's actually a hand-drawn picture of what looks like to be the ogre that you're standing here. It's very crudely drawn, like a child took it, but you could tell because of the very noticeable red scarf that was wrapped around his neck. And then next to him is, like, he has his hand held down and he's holding on to another more human-sized person's hand. And next to them is another person that has his arms crossed and looks just to be mean. And then next to that one is what looks like an elven woman that looks to be smiling with her hands between her between her center mass.
Sure.
We heard where you were going with that.
Yeah, I was about to say, did we just find like a root horn? Horn on fire?
Oh, the highlights of this week. Oh, man.
When you get to it in 7 years.
Well, listen, I'm waiting for Ash. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
You're not waiting for me. They're already
So-
on the drop box.
Are they? Okay. Well, you weren't telling me they were there. So
Get to work, nerd.
Listen, nerd.
But that's
Okay.
what this is.
Nerds.
Nerds.
Okay, so I like flip it around to show us part. Does anyone else make anything of this? I mean, I get that that's the ogre and 2 other people. Anyone seeing anything I'm not?
And a kid, maybe?
Okay. Great, we're getting kids involved. Woo.
That's always a great time. Said no one ever.
What is this? Oh, that's the goblin. Okay, the goblin's there again, by the way, for some reason.
Though he's actually dead because he got nommed.
Because I could move him and I just can. So
Yeah. Right. So,
Hold on. Does he? You said it was an elfin woman, right?
An elven woman, a larger looking humanoid, a regular sized humanoid, and then the ogre.
I think we just found some sort of drawing that had the, a bigger looking humanoid and an elven woman. That sounds exactly like the half-orc and the elf from the Hunter's Lodge.
Yeah.
how many arms does the larger humanoid have?
2.
Okay.
It's not
are
freaking
they-
Goro.
Are they any? No. Our half orc is 1 arm.
Well, this could have been taken from before when he didn't
I
lose
was-
the other arm.
Also about to say, what colors are these people drawn? Like, was the large humanoid drawn in
Gray.
what color? Gray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And
yeah.
sense. The smaller humanoid? Not,
Is
yeah,
brown
brown.
with black hair.
Black hair. Beard?
No.
Okay.
And
Hey, it might have been
actually
a dwarf,
distinct
okay.
red eyes.
Distinct red eyes. Okay.
What are Frederick's eyes colored again?
Frederick's eyes is colored blue.
Okay.
What eyes are is colored with the mask on?
You don't know, because the mask
It could
has no
still
eyes.
be. It could still be Eric and the elf.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so maybe there's another player we don't know of. This is starting to get interesting, though. I show the picture to... Actually, is Frederick somewhat with us at this point? Is he,
I
like...
think he's conscious.
He's conscious. He's giving, reacting to stimuli, but he still hasn't said anything. He's just breathing heavily.
I point the picture towards him and say, does this look at all familiar to you?
He turns, looks, or opens his eyes with a very weak expression as he brings a hand up and just starts to, hold his throat. No.
Thank you. Go back to resting. Okay,
So,
so
Fox, have you gotten
Talk.
everything you need out of this ogre?
I mean, I think so. I don't know of any other use for this monstrosity, really. I got the earwax, got the ears.
Okay. No.
We do need to
it's not
burn
that.
it.
Exactly. That's where I'm
Yep.
going with this.
Yes. Yeah. No, I have not forgotten. And I'm also, like, while we're having that conversation, I'm gonna fold up the note neatly and then pocket it.
Now, you actually haven't searched the ogre at all. All you did was harvest it.
I did, actually, if you take a look back at the...
He did
The
say
chat.
he's looking for anything interesting, which I imagine just accounts to everything that's not part of the ogre.
Yeah,
I didn't hear and or recall you saying that. So what was your roll?
I didn't roll yet.
Alright, go ahead and roll then.
And is there a roll just strip him? Like,
If you're trying to do things on a certain time limit, yes, there is a rule.
don't think we are.
I mean, there's if you want me to
Remind
do it on time limit, but I could have just been doing this entire time when he's been yapping his gums.
Yeah, if you guys are working on your own strict time limit, yes, you would have to roll, but if not, you could take 10.
Okay, I will just take 10 and get a 13 then.
Take 20.
So that's what you do for 10 minutes. And basically, you guys RP for the equivalent time for 10 minutes, and I'll tell you what you found.
Okay.
I'm trying to meditate in a tree.
I was about to say,
Do you guys know?
actually, no. Okay. At this point, I'm probably going to turn over to take a look at Uberu, actually, because
The
I'm in
horse.
pain. I can only imagine.
Is knocked the fuck out. Like, it had its eyes are still open, but it's gone, knocked out.
It's like, oh.
Is there any particular? Is there any like superficial damage I can, or like any visible damage that I could help with?
You do notice that one of the horse's teeth is knocked out.
Okay, I mean, only so much I can do about that, but you know.
Yeah, you feel like you got the lucky end of the stick.
Yeah. Okay. So not the horse is seen to. When I examine myself, now that the adrenaline's starting to die down.
As you start to feel around the area where he hit you, like he winded you pretty deep, like actually hit you in the stomach, and you touch the area as it's really sore, and you move around, close your eyes, and just like fight through the pain, and it feels like you probably have a couple of broken ribs from the hit.
Okay. I'm gonna take a walk down to the little pond there, and take a few sips. Walking purposefully through the ogre gore as I do.
Alright, roll your con.
Or your fortitude.
Fortitude, yeah.
Either or, it'd be the same. Why?
As you take in the liquid, you don't feel any better, but if anything, you're not dehydrated.
That's a very excellent step towards natural recovery, in all honesty.
Yeah, dehydration.
I'm just gonna
Also-
go to the base of this tree and wait for Hoken to come down.
By the way, I just realized looking at it. You know, I changed my blue bar to 15, trying to do the non-lethal damage. That actually is my AC, so it kind of works out.
Yep.
But as you guys don't do anything of substantial conversation or note, 10 minutes pass by. At this point, the tree completely closes up on Hoaquin as he actually pops out of plain vision from you guys.
Okay, let's see how good or bad of an idea this was.
Well, I mean, compared to what? Fighting an ogre?
It's true.
You can still
The worst
talk to
position.
them. They can hear you.
Trying to meditate, so I'm probably not talking.
Mukateel, as you search through the rest of the ogre, and it's whatever you would like to call it, supplies, you find a bag that has about 12 rotten apple cores. Another bag that has 2 gold.
That's actually pretty
Money,
significant
money.
for us right now.
Another bag that has a bloody component patch. You're not too sure why or who it came from, but it looks bloodied. It has 10 black seeds in one pouch. A
Interesting.
reptilian-like tail in another. A large pit that looks like the center of some type of fruit. You're not too sure. And 5 cylindrical black orbs.
Oh, I think
Right
there's
then.
onyx.
Yeah, that sounds like
So-
some bullshit there.
So I'm assuming, you know, it's plainly obvious he's going through all this stuff. I mean, I see him going through the ogre's stuff, right?
He didn't make any stealth checks, so it's really up to how stealthy you're trying to be. Are you trying to be stealthy?
Nah.
Then yeah, it's quite obvious that he's just putting these items out in front of him as he's going through the ogre's rest of his possessions. So,
So after the first bag, I comment.
already got one.
So,
Already got one.
looking to start a farm there?
I just ignore him and keep searching. And then I pull out the other ones. I'm like, this is mine since you're a dick. And I pull out the component pouch and I'm just like, looks like wizard stuff. And I just look to Rice and I was like, and then just chuck it at him.
I use spell components too.
But as you are going through more of the items, you come across a 5-foot strand of rope that was made into a crude holster for a large-sized greatsword of a serrated blade.
Nice.
Looks about your
The hell
size.
was it
Mukateel.
attached to, by the way? Did he have a belt or something?
It was actually ran through a wound that closed up.
Ew.
That-
Wow, that's
that-
hardcore.
I was about to say exactly that. That is hardcore. That's like, it reminds me of Gears of War for some reason. Like, that hardcore.
Yeah, there was definitely an element about this guy that we don't know where all his wounds come from, but it's definitely possible each wound has a very interesting story.
Well, we know those came from us. That one came from me.
Hey, there's that sword I cut off.
Ugh.
Other than that, with your 10-minute search, you don't find anything else.
Alright.
When I see the black orbs, I'm like, Wait a second. What are those?
What are those? I don't know.
Okay. I would like to make some, like, what kind of check to gather more information on this
Well, it's in a
stuff.
spell component pouch, so it'd be Knowledge Arcana, which I doubt you have.
I thought they were in a separate pouch.
Well, the
Did he say
better
that was
question, no,
it was a
all in the
component pouch.
But the better question is, what knowledges do you have to make? Because you can't make untrained knowledges.
I have. Let's see. Dungeoneering and history.
I would say you can if you roll a good history. Try to figure
Okay.
out something.
How about that?
You know enough that just walking through shops that you've seen things like these being sold there before. And they're selling for around 10 for 5 gold. No,
Man.
not
Don't
5
we have-
gold. Whoa, that's completely wrong.
Yeah, I was like, wow, these are the shittiest onyx stones I've ever heard of.
That's completely wrong. I cannot remember the right amount. I think it's around 50.
Onyx gems usually it's like 25 each, I think.
So they're onyx?
Yeah, they're onyx.
Ooh.
May I make an Arcana check on him?
I did throw the component pouch at your face, so
Yeah, you're aware that a lot of these component pouches, there's things that aren't particularly that difficult to get, such as the lizard tails. You probably can get like 2 pennies if you wanted to, or not pennies, coppers if you wanted to sell those. But the onyx, definitely you can get a hefty price for. The plus the pouch itself, if you wanted to sell it, you can get something from it. Though the blood is kind of disconcerting.
How many onyxes were there?
5.
5? Might I have one? It's more of a keepsake, trophy, if you will. Personal reasons.
I mean, it's fine by me. They're not mine to dole out.
You don't stop him, Lukatil?
hey, I gave him to the wizard. They're his to do with as he wants.
Alright, so if you give him one, Fox would take one.
Sure.
Yes. Thank you.
No problem.
Alright, does anybody else want to make a check on Saitam Gore?
Saitama.
As in, like,
A search him, you mean?
Yeah, search.
Sure, I'll do that.
why not, though? My interest has now been piqued further.
You don't find anything, Russell.
Fucking A, man.
You don't find anything?
Ah, wow.
Oh,
No.
That's
that's
just lovely.
amusing.
You know what? I'm like standing there, just looking down at him. Look over to Wrestling. You know what? Nah, I'm gonna be stubborn about this. I'm gonna take a few more minutes at this while everyone else is figuring out what they're doing.
Go
Can I
for it.
make can I make a second go at it?
At this point, we're moving over to something else. Hogwen,
Oh boy.
as you're in the tree, as you see like the shimmers of light flashing in the darkness of the shadows of the tree, you close your eyes as you get into this meditative state, as you notice all the light start to fade away as it starts to entomb you. You then start to feel something slowly arch up, try to peek its way through your clothing to reach towards your spine behind you.
this seems like a bad idea. I'm gonna not do anything.
So about 10 minutes pass as it continues to do this arching. As within that 10 minutes time, it's like penetrated your clothing and actually moved up the arc of your back, heading up towards your neck. And at this point, it's like running perpendicular with your spine.
It's going into the nature matrix.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. So I'm like, if it just stabs me in the head, I'm probably gonna die.
You mean grow into your head?
Something like that, yeah. I'm just
Best
gonna...
trap.
I'm just gonna do a quick knowledge of nature if there are literally trees that do this shit. And it's not just some kind of fey thing. I'm really hoping it is.
Go ahead and roll.
So
Wow.
30.
Is that an
Not
almost
bad.
max roll?
Wow.
Yeah. I actually got a 30, because I'm an aspect of the ancient.
Whoa.
Well,
Well then.
Wait.
There are
Oh.
There are certain fae of the more chaotic evil nature that could possess trees to make them do acts like this, but in a more evil manner. But there's very few trees that are ancient enough to have a sentient form within themselves while still staying as a tree. It's very uncommon.
Okay. Well, again, this might be a terrible idea, but I'll just wait.
Well, that's what the rest of us are here for.
I mean, just hear screams. And...
Then we start hacking.
or
and
if, we
punching.
see blood drip down from where you're entombed.
Then we just light the whole place on fire and call it a day.
It finally moves up to the base of the spine connecting to your head. Like right in the back of your neck. As you start to feel very slowly, almost surgically, you feel like it's trying to push forward into your skull.
I just feel like if it was evil, it'd be just like, RAM!
Does it have the capability of doing that, though?
I mean, it seemed pretty active, and I'm like not resisting. So.
Are you okay with it? Not okay with it?
Half and half. Like,
What are you doing as it's doing? Like, it hasn't broken skin, but you do feel like the pressure of it's like pushing against your neck.
okay, well.
You've come this far.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to like. There are easier ways to connect with someone's nervous system. It's just the most efficient way. Okay, yeah, we'll do nothing. See what happens.
So within another 5 minutes, the pressure begins to fade as you hear the pungent sound of skin breaking from the tree's root, as within that moment your consciousness fades as you're looking down on an endless ocean. As you look side to side, you see nothing on the horizons. As you try to turn your head, you just feel like you can't even arc your head back behind your head enough to see behind you. As you continue looking forward, you notice your reflection isn't actually your own, but it's the woman that you saw in your dream. As she's standing there in the sitting there in the reflection in the water in the same pose as you are. almost looking at you wanting.
I try and say hello in Sylvan.
You are a keeper of the forest.
Among other things, yes.
The forest cries
So-
for a savior to come to its aid in these dire times. A plague wrenches us.
Yeah, I noticed. I've been trying my best, but I don't really know what's going on. If you could help, and like... I mean, I think I found you underground. Somehow. This tree is still alive. But I don't know how to help. That's good. That's really good.
And the cleverness award for tonight goes to.
Oh.
There are people that try to use what's left of my power to help mold their wretched wants.
These two people wouldn't happen to have hired an ogre and enslaved a couple of people and had a few goblins on their side, would they?
My eyes stretch far throughout the forest. They have hired many a people of different size and race. Though recently my eyesight has dimmed as the encroaching vines take over my sight.
Yeah. Is there any way to get you out of here? Because I don't think it's safe.
You have to return my heart to me.
Okay, heart. What is that? How do I get it? Do you know where it is?
It's my soul, my essence. They use that to fuel the blood vine.
Oh. Wow, I gotta kill some bitches. It is you, so where is it?
I do not know. The vines cut off my vision of all things in the forest. But if you help me, know that I, Titania, will not forget this.
I think we
appreciate
should help
that.
her.
Honestly, I'm not... I just want to help you because it seems like the right thing to do, especially if they're using you in such a perverse manner.
Heinous.
You're not there. But this is... Is there some way I can take... Because it seems your consciousness is at least still here with me.
For the time. This is a great strain to pinpoint myself. To be able to speak to you in such a manner.
Hmm.
And I feel that there's
Is there anything... Go on.
I can feel their hands clawing through my body, trying to find me. You aren't safe here. You should use the wellspring to leave.
How?
Dive
And
within
how do
the
we return?
depths
Dive, okay.
and trust your bond with nature to lead you all the way.
Alright. Is it an issue that I cannot swim?
Trust your
As you
bond with
say
nature,
that,
man.
You notice that her form shifts as it looks like she's turning to look behind her. As she turns back to you, she's like, "You must hurry. I will try to send.
I'll do my best.
I'll try to send my kind to aid you in any way possible."
You're closer than you know, says with a bit of a smirk.
With that, you see a very soft smile as her image fades, as the endless water just also fades as you awake into just this blackness. As you slowly have your consciousness drift back into your own body as you realize where you were, or are now.
Alright.
Back at the
I'll stop, check the back of my neck.
You feel a warm liquid leaving from the back of your neck.
Alright. So blood, okay.
Yeah.
I had to cure minor wounds. I'll cast that on myself to heal that up. So I don't bleed from my neck. Just to
That'd be
death.
It's probably a smart idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, but I'm me again. Is this opening up or am I
No,
seemingly stuck in here?
it's not opening up.
Ah.
And
Give
you
it a
also
shot.
notice
Ask
that the
it's still-
tree actually stopped moving itself. It was always doing these very slow but subtle movements. It seems to be absolutely dead right now.
okay.
Or devoid of movement, at least.
Give it a shot and say in Sylvan, could you please open? Could try the good old open sesame, but that seems...
It seems like your call had went on to deaf ears.
Alright. Examine this covering with my fingers, I guess, because I can't see shit. Try and find some way I can, some gap that I can wrench myself. A hole or something.
Give me one moment. Setting up stuff and my mic's falling over. Hold on, guys. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Alright, so repeat what you said again.
Basically examining the surface of my little enclosure, trying to find some kind of gap or something that I can try and, basically not just get it beaten out. I'm trying to keep this tree alive, so I'm trying not to damage it, but...
Alright, fair enough. So, for you guys, 8 hours has passed.
Oh.
Wow.
Jesus.
Okay.
Man, take your sweet time.
So I guess I'm making a very thorough search of this ogre.
So I need to know exactly how long are you going before you start setting it on fire.
I'm gonna say maybe a solid 30 minutes, and then I'll be pretty confident I've pulled everything out of this beast.
I say just wait
Speaking
until
of
either he...
states.
Yeah. I just pretty much would have just sat there and waited for him to get out, or for him to have screamed, or to have bled enough to be like, well, yeah, that's a sign we should probably destroy this thing.
Approximately around 20 minutes, that's when Frederick would have gotten up.
Yeah.
And then at... I need... Let's see. Mukatil, you are waiting where?
Just like in front of it, just like cross-legged.
Like next to Rai?
Just
Like
sitting
on
at
the
it.
map, where are you?
Yeah, just like, yeah.
And Rai, are you staying there for the 2 hours as well?
Yeah.
Or not 2 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 8.
Alright, so then Fox. Need you to make a perception.
Perception.
Or a spot check.
It's about to say there, and that's not a thing. Yeah. Yeah. I see mediocrely, whatever.
I mean, with an 18, it's a little bit better than mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, the base roll was top side of mediocre.
As you're sitting there just watching, or keeping a stout eye out, but still trying to find everything that you can on the ogre, you notice that...
Did I, by the way, did I make that clear? I was searching for a half hour. If I found nothing after that, I would just lay it on fire. Like,
Yeah, you did.
okay, just making sure. I don't
This
want
is
an
within
undead
that
over
time
here.
period.
Okay, gotcha.
As you're looking through here, or looking through the ogre, you feel like some rocks like hit you on the top of your head.
The stalactite.
Thank you. Someone said correctly.
As you look up, you look at the best thing I can describe it, because I'm not too sure the type of plant and flower. Forgive me. But think of the top of Vileplume, the Pokemon. You see that plant opening up a bud, the ceiling above you, and expand about 6 feet.
6 feet. Okay.
Fine.
Okay, great. So the horse.
Yeah, well, just what you guys should do.
Mokachil,
Mhm.
what do you make of that?
That looks like a flower.
Okay, that just became that there just now.
I mean, until it does anything to either like spit poison gas or needles or summon another one of those odd creatures, then I say we just leave it be.
Okay. Well, just so
Um,
everyone knows
let me
that's
just-
there.
Just keep an eye on it.
The way that it looks like after it bloomed, it has like blue petals, and the inside of the petals are each veined by these red-looking veins that congeal up into the center.
AKA badness.
I'm very suspicious of this. I am going to begin moving away, and if anything, I'm going to try to, if Ubaru is woken up at this point, I'm going to try to start leading Ubaru away as gently as I can.
Uru is not up yet, I don't believe. What's the unconscious rules again? Isn't it an hour? I'm pretty sure it's an hour. After going out.
Hold on.
Or I might be mixing it with 5e.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
He would be up within 2 hours.
2 hours. Ooh, they actually shortened it for 5e then.
Yep.
So yeah, Uru is very much so still knocked out.
Okay,
Actually,
so
1 hour. I forgot, because he has more hit dice than we do.
so yeah, I'm just gonna move over here, where I'm at. Just
I mean, if
not
you want, you
underneath
could.
it.
I mean, if you want, you could shoot it. See what happens.
I only have 5 crossbow bolts left. Yes, I have 5.
You do notice as you move away, it doesn't seem to cater mind to your movement, but it's hanging in that spot still. Basically, its petals are spread out in a way that is parallel with right above the ogre.
Ominous.
Did you set the ogre on fire yet?
Not yet.
Okay,
Now might be the time.
how many
Yeah.
minutes have I searched the ogre now?
That would have been 20 minutes. As you were
that's-
searching through it, you would have found also a rusted short sword on its body.
Rest of short sword. Anything
And when I say
particularly?
on its body, I mean it was actually shanked inside its rib.
Okay. Anything particularly interesting about this short sword besides it being rusty?
It looks like it's in a very poor quality, but the metal itself looks to be of high quality for the simple fact that it's in this quality simply because it was in the ogre for so long, but the fact that it's still there and not much worse says a lot about the weapon's metal itself.
Okay. How large is the sack item? Specifically. Like the item sack, how large is that? I'm trying to get to it.
It holds 30 cubic weight, I believe.
Okay. I don't suppose it would cover the blade of this thing.
Yes,
Like
it
to
could.
wrap it.
It could.
It could wrap. Okay. Mukatil, remember that sack I gave you?
Yeah.
You can toss that here.
Okay.
I wrap
Chuck
it up.
to him.
Yeah, I grab it, wrap it up in a sack, and then I place it gently in my backpack for, future consideration.
So while he's doing this, you guys notice that more rock-shaped objects start to fall from the ceiling on top of the ogre.
I'm thinking you should burn that right now.
Yeah, at this point, I'm then going to take out flint and steel. The scarf, by the way, is put to the side, just like on the ground to the side. And I'm going to begin flint and stealing it, lighting this guy on fire.
Alright. Give me a survival with the DC if you're just flint and stealing it.
I mean,
I have
Depending-
oil. Why don't you take some of the oil you gave me?
because I only
Yeah,
have 2
doesn't have to be a
pints
lot.
of it. Okay, I'll pour like a tiny bit, like enough to just start it, but not
Give me
anything. considerable.
give me some intents.
Sorry,
Intents.
in tenths.
Yes. How much intents are you pouring?
What is a tenth of
Yeah, I thought you said summon tents, and I'm like, what?
Summon
Yeah.
tents. Use the tent summon
Yeah.
spell.
I thought you wanted
Yeah.
intent.
I would
Yeah, I
take
was
that
thinking
spell
intense,
every day.
like I thought it was like what's like some intent. Like my intent is like a drop of oil to just start it.
1/10, 2/10, 8/10. How much are you
Eight
giving?
tenths. One tenth of a pint of oil.
Alright.
I mean, I don't think it would need much.
So as you pour it on the dead ogre and strike your flint and steel, it does begin to burn that area rather quickly because of the oil, but it still doesn't engulf the body in flames.
Mm,
Like it's burning the
Ogres-
skin and it's cooking it, but it's not charring it or ashing it. It's not enough heat.
Just use the whole vial. Come on.
okay, fine. But
Quit
we
using
should-
a half measure.
Well, I mean, well, fair enough. We should be in for a pretty good payday when we get back. So, yeah, okay. I begin strategically dousing different areas,
With
just
the rest
to,
of them out.
yeah, to spread the flame out rather evenly, decently evenly in a rush. But it's like a little bit over here and a little bit over there.
Alright, so as you're doing that and start to flame to, do a better job than what obviously the crappy job you did do, it starts to cover the body itself as the flames start to burn the skin off and whatnot. It's not hot enough to turn anything to ash because you don't have enough material to make it hotter than that, but it is burning the skin off.
Okay, well, I'll just keep an eye on it to see how it progresses, and then figure out what to do as it goes. Can I make a spot check for loose wood around? Maybe broken branch of tree, like say the one I knocked off earlier, for example.
Yeah, there's some loose wood in this area. Like, you don't need a spot check for that. Just
Alright,
passive perception, you can see that enough.
Okay, I'm gonna start going around and just collecting bits of wood and just tossing it on the body.
Is everybody just watching him do this?
Yep.
Really?
I guess since Hoagland's not coming down yet, I'll go over here and watch out on this side.
Alright, so Fox is the only one doing this still?
Actually, and then I just looked at him and was like, wait a minute. If this tree's alive, even with the broken branches, I'm not sure you should toss them on there.
I mean, they're not part of the tree anymore.
Tree still might feel it.
I will say we should probably pull Ubaru away.
Yeah.
If we can, like, together.
How much do
Actually-
we weigh?
A lot.
How much is
You guys
the lot?
can move him, but it's.
I mean, what's all your guys' combined drag?
Mine.
Next to
What's your
nothing.
drag?
Do.
You have a weight for
Uh,
Uberu on your sheet, correct?
My push and or drag is 1,300 pounds.
God dang.
I don't have a weight because it doesn't list it, but it should be about 1,000 pounds or so.
Oh crap. Big
So I
fat
can get him just like.
Oh yeah, it is right there actually. 400. Wow. Really? I have an
Dragging
eight
is very
strength.
easy.
400 pounds though. Okay.
Yeah, like Uberu can drag about 3,000.
All right. Well, you can start dragging cars.
So with the
not-
Michael, Michael Fox, you're currently going through doing the wood, unless you're gonna stop.
I'm gonna stop as I realize the horse is actually pretty close, and Mukatio makes a decent, a potential point.
And Rai, you're not doing anything to help this cause other than just watching.
I'm watching out for danger. Keeping an eye on them flowers.
Large horses are 800 to 1,500 pounds. Thank you, Goliath.
That's actually, well, yeah. I was about to say, those
yeah.
numbers sounded really
You know,
familiar.
So if it's between 800 and 1,300, I can push or drag it.
Well, with both of us, then we got this. Because I had another 400 on that.
just roll it. He weighs that much.
Yeah, I got it. It's fine.
You got?
Yeah,
Wow.
I got it.
Look at you dragging a horse.
Alright, so as you guys are doing this, you begin to drag Uberu in a safe distance away from here. As the sound is a loud plat that's heard from behind you. And you
Yeah.
see a large portion of the plant itself like broke off its petals and just dropped straight onto the ogre's remains.
Which are on fire.
I'm gonna draw my sword. I'm still very suspicious of this plant. I don't trust anything in these caves anymore.
As it does do this and drops onto the plane or ogre itself, actually. Give me your survival just to see how hard the DC is for the fire. You use
Okay.
Easy.
use flint and steel, so I'd say it gets a +5. And the oil, so another +5, so +10 in total.
Plus 10, then my
That
survival.
should be unfailable
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Ah, very good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna take it out. Yeah. So nothing seems to happen. As the flame still, like, burns through it.
What the hell is going on?
Some bullshit.
Flower power, apparently. Is anyone else starting to get the vibes that this ain't cool?
I don't know. I mean, can I make some sort of knowledge dungeoneering to see if I know anything about it?
You
Or
can roll
Arcana?
to feel more at ease.
I
mean,
don't
if-
think anything I roll is going to make me feel at ease.
I mean, I would say you should roll Arcana. I should roll Dungeoneering because I'm trained and have stuff in Dungeoneering.
So do I.
Oh, really? Look at us being a Dungeoneering
Yes,
team.
sir.
Well, you also have very high Arcana, so I'd say that is what you should do. Wow.
Well,
Bam.
what? You have a
Roll
nat 20 and
2,
a nat
and
one.
one's a 20 to 1.
So
Oh shit!
you gotta,
I didn't mean to roll 2. Sorry.
yeah.
It's okay, we'll
That's
just
good
take the
then.
second one.
Looks like I don't need to know anything.
Nope, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Wow, what
got the
Cleveland
nerd.
secrets, though.
Alright, so as you look at this, yeah, you are definitely certain with all the knowledge that you've taken from your books that a plant like this has not come up with anything to do with the schools of any of them.
I am
least none of the
absolutely
arcane
certain
shit.
that this isn't magical.
All right.
This isn't
Cool.
magical. Fuck
Dungeon, Dungeoneering.
And you are certain without like no shadow of a doubt that there's no fucking thing like this in any dungeon that you've heard.
Okay. History. Doesn't even matter.
So you're both certain that this has to do nothing with arcane magic and nothing to do with something that you would expect to find in a dungeon.
Let's look at Ray. Dungeons? Nah.
Nah.
When they wasn't in a tree.
Yeah,
Yes.
if only we
Only
had
burns
the,
in a tree.
nature specialist around, that'd be pretty
If
useful.
only. If only.
And as the fire
By the way,
continues,
should we be concerned that he's not out yet? Should we do something?
I mean, he's not bleeding or screaming, so I say just give it some more time.
Yeah, well, we get eaten by a flower.
as you guys are having this conversation, you notice that the plant itself, like its green or its blue, quote unquote, greenery, starts to burn away into ash as the veins are left over, as they turn into a very black, charred-like substance, and just fall to the ground to the side.
Oh, hey. So the plant does eventually burn. Okay. I feel better now. I even go so far as to sheath my sword.
As
The
it's a
veins
trap,
still-
as it comes alive. No.
That's us wrap.
He lied. It's a zombie. Ah.
The zombie flower.
I don't know if you could do that.
Like
Ray's dead on a. No, you can't because it doesn't have a skeleton.
Yeah.
So how's the ogre look, by the way?
After a while, you guys, like after the 30 minutes for the fire to burn through its course, it burns off all the skin on the top side of it. Like its skeletal structure is shown, it has a lot of third-degree burns, but it's not ash. Like, you guys don't have enough substance to make it turn to ash. You can't make a fire hot enough for it. But you burn
Okay,
off most of its skin.
Okay, Mukutsu, we've now made very ugly. And it smells
Clear.
possibly worse than it did before. Are you still certain we shouldn't start picking up some of this dead, broken off, separate wood?
I mean, if you want it to burn faster, just go right ahead. But if our nature friend gets out and then yells at you for it, then I'm just gonna say it was your fault.
Idea. I take a branch, I poke it with my dagger. If we hear screaming, then we know it's a bad idea.
A live branch?
No, the one's on the ground.
You guys don't hear screaming. Back in your druid memory, your finger gets chopped off. No, I'm joking.
I was about to say.
Wow.
I had to scream, but I had no mouth.
Yeah, like waiting for a plant to scream. What's wrong with you?
Don't worry, this plant will scream eventually. But yeah, you guys continue on as, like, what are you gonna do else with this body so we can go through time skips?
I mean,
If
I
we're
play
really-
around with. What?
If we're willing to try, I mean, I don't know how hot Burning Hands gets, but I could always try that.
Man, I wish I were out so I could also offer a suggestion. It's easier. But not.
Yeah, you're on your spirit journey, so shut up.
Hey, don't knock it. It's a tradition of my people.
Yeah, okay, Poe.
You hear Rise like, oh, I have burning hands.
Okay, I mean, how high does it get?
I mean, it's fire. So
Okay.
Yeah, it lights flammable things on fire, but we're looking at a skeleton right now.
There's still meat down there. It's third degree burns. It's not a skeleton. Still meat's the light. So, try it if you want.
You know what? It will be useful for future knowledge, so I'm just gonna do it. Burning
This is
Hands.
true. Experimentation.
Alright, roll damage.
Okay.
Glorious 2d4.
Four points of damage. Your burning hand actually incinerates a good chunk of it, but after it just has residual flames left over, as like the rest of the half of the ogre is left.
I think it was pretty good. By the way, if he had rolled like a perfect 8, I would have said he then needs to be like a Kaioken or something like that. A Kamehameha, you know? Just whiz. Okay. Well, there's half of it gone. That's a good start, I suppose. How many times can you do that?
As many as I load it.
That's it. And for today, I think that's it.
Fair enough.
That's all for now.
Okay. By the way, I know that as a player. My character has no idea.
Also, you guys notice, after that, very helpful burning hands.
Something's about to happen.
This orb over here begins to glow in dim light.
Oh. Well,
Oh,
I'm gonna
hi.
go check that out.
I'm gonna go with him because apparently I can pseudo read stuff somehow. In fact, I pick up my notes, I re-finding them. Like, oh yeah, I was doing this. Okay, Mukateo, can you keep an eye on our little friend over there? Half a friend. Yeah. Let us know if he starts, grinning wickedly through broken teeth or whatever. You know what I mean.
Alright, so as you guys are doing that, you take your time trying to figure out whatever information you notice. You notice that as you look at the orb itself, it starts to swirl with what, in essence, looks like a flame inside the orb itself, but it doesn't seem to be giving off any heat, but it is giving off light. Mukateel, as you stand next to Oberuch, knocked out still, as Frederick slowly starts to come back to consciousness in terms of what led him here. As currently, Hoagwin, you're still trapped within your little vision quest. as you're trying to figure out more truths to help both you and your allies, as this is actually time we take our second break of the night.
Okay.
I
Okay.
Actually on par with our break times this week.
Not sure if it's me. Oh, nope. There we go. Okay, never mind. The stream was being weird for me.
So, thank you guys for watching up to part 2 of the Blind Mountain as they start to get to the exposition, get to the meat of the story. We're going to go ahead and take a 15-minute...
If we'd all died earlier.
Yes, it would have been. We're going to go ahead and take our 15-minute break to stretch our legs, get something to quickly eat, and then we're going to come back for part 3 to see what they do next. So, sit tight. See you soon.
I'm actually gonna be doing math.